Two Bay Area tech companies are teaming up to help fight the coronavirus outbreak. CBSN's Medina has talked to Cnet about the new high-tech tools.
Joining us now by FaceTime is Cnet senior reporter Shara Tibken. And Shara, you don't hear every day Apple and Google working together, but in this case, they are collaborating to help fight the pandemic.
Yeah, so what Apple and Google are doing is making sure that their phones will talk to each other to do something called contact tracing. So when there's something like a pandemic, what doctors and health experts try to do is track down every person who's been in contact with someone who's tested positive. And tech companies are hoping that doing this over our phones will make it a lot easier. It's hard to keep track of where you're going. And so the idea is you can get notified much easier if you've been around someone who tested positive.
Interesting. So exactly how does contact tracing work?
Yeah, so the way it traditionally works is if somebody tests positive, healthcare workers talk to them about every place they've been over the past, several days or week, kind of depending how long they haven't been feeling well. So, this is fine if you're basically going places where you know the people, but a lot of us will have maybe been on the bus or a grocery store or someplace where we don't know the names of people. So you can't notify, whoever these people are who are at Trader Joe's that you tested positive. What the idea is with technology, it'll automatically be kind of tracking you in the background. If you're in a place where somebody tested positive, you'll get a notification saying, hey, you were around somebody who tested positive for coronavirus. Here are your next steps.
And so, Shara, how has contact tracing worked in the past?
Yeah, so that's how it worked in the past, was really, it was really painstaking work. These healthcare workers having to try to go through your entire history of where you've been. I think a lot of people, we have trouble remembering what we even had for lunch yesterday. So remembering every single place you've been, every person you've been around, while you were possibly sick but weren't showing symptoms can be really difficult. So this is just going to kind of make that easier.
I'm already imagining some people out there saying, man, this has some privacy issues. So there has to be downsides to this as well. Talk about that.
Yeah, so for sure, people, when this first came out, were having a lot of worries about whether this means we're going to be living in a police state, whether we're going to be tracked everywhere we go. The way this is going to work is you're going to have to opt into it. So you're not going to just automatically be signed up for it. All of the data is going to stay on your phone. So that doesn't mean there's like a central clearinghouse where the government or other people can track what's happening. These also are just going to be, the apps are going to be from National Health Organization. So it's not going to be Apple apps or Google apps or apps by, random developers in the Bay Area. It's going to be, specifically for this purpose. So they're really trying to take a lot of steps to make sure that our privacy is maintained while also making sure enough people do this so that it actually works.
Okay, and then Shara, I just heard about this today. This sounds pretty convenient. Apple is also working on something else, helping us find locations for coronavirus testing.
Yeah, so it's trying to mark spots in Apple Maps showing where you can go to get tested. I think a lot of people, you don't have a clue where to actually go. When you're not feeling well, it can be hard to sort through the various websites trying to find out where you're actually supposed to go. So this is just kind of trying to make it easier for people to figure out when they're sick, where they can go to get tested.
Any idea when they'll roll that out?
Not sure. Apple makes updates pretty frequently. This contact tracing, they're aiming to have that out so we could have apps in like May. They're also going to be adding it to the operating system. So Android and iOS later this year. They're trying to get all of this done as quickly as possible so that we could go back to, a somewhat normal life as quickly as we can.
Okay, always armed with great information. Shara Tibken with Cnet. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
And every Tuesday, we're talking all things tech with Cnet. Stay with CBSN Bay Area for another topic next week. And for this